Hey everybody, today on Guns, Bikes and Brews, we got another banger of beer from the Alchemist. As a matter of fact, it's focal banger. So today we have another special beer from the Alchemist. It is their other flagship beer, not Heady Topper, but focal banger. So this is an American IPA. It is weighing in at 7% ABV. Believe it or not, I hear from a lot of people that they do prefer this over Heady Topper. Again, that's I guess a difference of opinion. The Alchemist is up in Vermont. They have two locations, Waterbury, they have their cannery, and Stowe, they have their main production brewery. So it is brewed up in their Stowe brewery, and the Stowe brewery is really kind of an amazing brewery. When John and Jen Kimmich built the brewery, they really wanted it to be environmentally friendly. The things they're doing up there to make it that way are pretty amazing. One of the things that they do is they have this big digester that kind of, really kind of filters out the water. A lot of their waste that they're doing is getting sold or not sold, or it's getting given to a local college so that they can use that for actually powering the boilers in that college. So that's a pretty amazing thing. But one of the things that was really amazing, what we were told, is that basically the amount of wastewater they produce in a week equals the same amount as a 3-family house in Vermont. So you're taking a production brewery, and they figured out a way to kind of clean the water. They're reusing what water they can. They're selling or not selling. They're giving away the stuff, I guess the biofuel that they can. Obviously with hops and grains, I'm sure they're donating that to local farms. And then just the amount of water that they can't clean up is really, the wastewater is the same as a 3-family house. That's quite amazing just for them to be able to do that out of a production brewery. Anyway, enough of me flapping about the brewery. Why don't we get this beer out of the can into a glass? Of course, this is focal banger, and it's got written all over it, drink from the can. I think John really wants you to drink from the can because that's the way the beer is kind of best served. You're opening it up, you're just getting it out of the can hole. You're not getting it out of like a big, this is a Teku, so it's really supposed to be the best for drinking, an IPA. But really, you that kind of condenses the flavor. But for you guys, I'm going to put it in the glass just so you guys can have a look at it. And again, we've got our Alchemist Teku, so beer always tastes better in proper glassware. So let's get it out of the can into the Teku. This beer is actually nice and fresh. I had a friend was just up in Vermont and brought it back for me. So, it's only a few days old, and really they kind of can and sell as they need it. They don't just can and sit around. What's interesting about the Alchemist is really they distribute in pretty much just Vermont. I know for COVID, I saw beers getting distributed out into Pennsylvania and in New York and even in New Jersey. I'm not sure what they're going to do moving forward with that, but it's great that we're able to get some of these beers down into the New Jersey area. And some of the local retailers actually had you were able to get limited quantities of both Heady Topper and Focal Banger. So it was great to get both of those beers locally. This one is from the brewery, so this is like super fresh beer. So, I can't wait to enjoy this. So let's get a little nose on this. You're definitely getting that kind of the pine, the resinous, the hop. This is definitely going to be a hop-forward IPA, similar to Heady Topper. Definitely going to have a little more hop bitterness to it. Not a sweet, juicy New England IPA. This is definitely more reminiscent of a West Coast IPA. But you definitely get the amazing resiny, I want to say pine, the citrus, definitely that orange, amazing fruity flavors, tropical fruit flavors and smells in this. So without further ado, I'm going to have a sip of this. Cheers. And actually, before we do that, why don't we take a little bit closer look? As you can see, this is definitely not quite super clear. This is definitely more hazy than even a heady topper. They do filter this. They don't do a very kind of heavy duty filtering. They showed us the screens that they filter it through, and they were pretty big. There's definitely room for flotsam and jetsam to get in through there and through the beer. But anyway, enough about that. Let's have a taste of this beer. Cheers. All right, so right off the bat, you get a nice resiny, sweet, citrusy, really kind of delicious flavor to it. You get the bitterness coming through in the back, but your initial taste is really kind of that resiny and kind of citrusiness, but it's very, very well balanced with just the right amount of bitterness. I'm going to have another sip of this guy right now. Yeah, definitely more kind of, I'm going to say a little bit more fruit forward than maybe you would say a heady topper. Heady is definitely hit you over the head. Bitterness, hoppiness. This definitely has the hops in it. It definitely has the bitterness to it. I just feel there is a little bit more sweetness in Focal Banger. I can see maybe that's why people enjoy Focal a little bit more. I mean, it's 1% less ABV, which I guess keeps it in the single IPA instead of being a double IPA. But I mean, I couldn't imagine that little bit of alcohol difference really making that big of a difference. Anyway, as far as alcohol taste, there really isn't any. You're really just getting kind of that sweet citrusiness of the hops, and you're getting that bitterness coming through on the palate. Really amazing beer, really delicious beer. Yeah, so not too much more else to say about this beer. I mean, it's a delicious IPA from the Alchemist. They're really doing things right up there, both environmentally and making delicious beers that people want to drink. Definitely sought after beers, white whale beers, unicorn beers, whatever you want to call them. They're making some delicious beers up there, and I gotta say I have to agree. These are some of the best New England style IPAs I've ever drank. And I can tell why people they go nuts about these. This is the real deal. This isn't just some brewery out there putting together the latest fad. These are John Kimmich and Alchemist, really they created the fads. So stay tuned for my next video. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell wherever it is, somewhere down below, for the latest updates. You can check me out at GunsBikesandBrews.com. Follow me on Instagram at GunsBikesandBrews. Or you can also follow me on Untappd at DieselBoy973. So until next time, remember, shoot, ride, and satisfy. Cheers.